Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello guys, welcome to the Dara Education Project video tutorial series for the Ruby programming, and in this session number 49 we are going to discuss another important aspect of the object oriented programming, and that was the method overriding. So let's start and understand what is the method overriding. Suppose we have a class parent, and we have write some code here in the method of the defined data, and this method contains some code, whatever the code was. That this is not over the construction part, but for example, if we create another class and that the class was inherited from that parent class, then if it wants to call this definition data, obviously it will, if it was inherited from this parent class, then it can contain all that the methods and the properties, you can say, that was automatically inherited to this child class. And you can access this thing by writing c is equal to child.new and then c dot data, then automatically it will be called. But suppose we don't want to call the code behind this method definition data, but we require the same name of the method, then the method overriding will play his role. Suppose if we want the same name of the method, but we don't want to this code, we want to write our own code. So what we will do, we will use the same and other method created in the child class with their own codes. So guys, this is the basic concept for creating the method overriding. So let's start and create a program for method overriding. Right click on it, and then you can understand that it means that you want the same name, but you don't need the code of your parent code. So that's why method overriding example will play his role. Okay, suppose we have created a class here, and I will name this class as shapes here, and in this shapes I am going to initialize or create some methods for the other things. And for I am going to define I think we can initialize the define initialize method, and in this initialize method we are taking the two values, you can say width, and the second one is the height. And first of all, I am creating a variable width and assign this value on constructor on initialization, and height is equal to h1. Okay, now we are creating to calculate area, for example, and in this area I am creating something puts the area of the shape is equal to, and then use to write this one, and width multiply by height here. Okay, suppose we create another class of circle here, and in this circle I'm going to find I am going to inherit this circle from the shape class shapes. Now if I want to create circle 1 is equal to circle dot new and provide some data here, 25 for height and 42 for width. And if I want to approach this port circle 1 dot calculate area, then you can see that this is not the member of the circle class, that was a member of the shape class, and it was automatically inherited it from it. That was the same thing which we already done in the previous lectures, so nothing is new at this moment, but I can make this thing just to remember that what is happening here. Now suppose it means that if I want the for example define method radius, for example calculate radius, and put the radius of the shape of the circle is equal to make some 2 pi r, and for example 2 multiplied by 3.14, 2 multiplied, and I will get the value of width here. Width here. Okay, now if I want to find the circle 1 dot calculate radius, then what will be the result here? You can see it will calculating the result here. Now the main question is rising, if I want the same method with a different calculation, calculate area, then which method will automatically call? So that was the main question. For example, the area of the circle is equal to, for example, at the rate width multiplied by 2 plus at the rate height, something like this. We change the formula here. Okay, I think we are missing this sign here. Okay, now if I am calling this calculate area, then computer will automatically call this calculate area if I am calling the circle object here. It was not calling the parent object. This is the method overriding basically concept here. You don't need to give extra information. You can see that the area of the circle, this method was automatically called because the precedence or the priority level of the method having the child class having the same method will be prior than the parent class method. If the method was not present in the child class, then automatically the method of the parent class will be called. So suppose if we want to call the super class method, the class method of the parent class, then what we will need to do? Suppose if we want to call the super method of the parent class, then what we will do? So we will use the super keyword here, and now if we will run this program, then you can see that the super method was this method will call the method in the parent class. So in this way you can see that the area of the shape is equal to 1050 while the area of the circle is equal to 92, and the radius of the circle is calling with this own subject. So basically if you are summarizing the method overriding, the basically method overriding is the having the same name of the method which is present in the method parent method. So if you will call the child object, then the first priority will be given to its method overriding, and then after that if the method was not present in the child class, then the method of the parent class will be called automatically. Method overriding has a very beneficial method and a concept because it provides us a lot of opportunity to call the parent class methods and make the changes according to their own requirements. So please remember that this kind of method is basically using, for example, if you want to understand that if your father like to eat something traditional food and you like the Chinese food, then your method for overriding the method properties of your father properties. So it will be very easy for you to understand that if you like something else from your parent, then it was okay. So it was overriding the concept. It was not necessary that you will like the same thing as your father was liking and you are doing the same thing as your father doing. So if you change the same thing, then it will be the overriding, and if you are not changing, then it's a simple the overriding concept is there. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe our channel for further videos, and thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.